boats in, couldn't get a dealer. Most of them say, son, I like your boats, but you're too expensive.
Too expensive.
This new concept might or might not work. So I found a gas station across the street from the Cow Palace where the show was being held, and I worked that show from the gas station. The guy let me park my boats there, and I handed out brochures to anybody that looked like they might be interested, and the parking lot wasn't far away from there, so I had a little traffic. And I told everybody, I said, now you tell the dealers in there that there's a good boat out here in the old gas station. And so, you know, one thing led to another, and we were able to get a dealer finally, and our concept started to work, and the dealer said, hey, I can differentiate myself also by selling Cobalt, right, and not really go head to head with
Just going for the price.
yeah. So that was
Well, you know, you've come miles, thousands of miles, and the relocation in the O'Shea, but Pat's a former athlete at KU, and every athlete knows that home field advantage is important. And Grand Lake has always been your home field. But we've seen that before. I mean, people have gotten successful, maybe they're born in Timbuktu, and things get bigger, the lights get brighter, and they find a way to go to a quote-unquote better place. But it seems you've never found a better place than that.
no, nor a better place than the O'Shea for manufacturing. And as I mentioned, I feel like Grand Lake has really been a personal home for both Jill and I. We courted down here when we were dating, we do all of our testing. We've always brought all our boats here, and probably the one thing that made a huge difference there was Joe Harwood's influence also, as he started as a dock guy there at Beaumars.
Right.
But we saw right away he was a pretty sharp young guy, and we had him on our dealer council. And for all these years, been a great friend, a real asset and resource to helping us with new ideas and new things to come. So I think if you ask anybody in the O'Shea, ask where our best home court advantage is, it always starts off with Grand Lakes.
That's beautiful. That's great. Well, we're aware, or been made aware recently, that the Cobalt boat manufacturing company is the longest line being owned by the same ownership, in this case, the St. Clair family in America.
Well, I think there's one other that's about the same, but the thing that happens is companies come in and they buy out successful companies, and then everything changes. It's never the same.
So how important is that longevity in your success?
I think it's critical because it all starts with two things. We have a core of people in the O'Shea, Kansas. It's really the heart of our company. And Rusty, many years ago, being in a small town, it was obvious that you're going to hire people from the same family. You know, a lot of companies won't do that.
Right.
And particularly put them in the same department. We found that it was something that worked great for us, and we've got 4 generations of families working in the same department. And it is, they look after each other and the company.
And they have a little bit of ownership, right?
They do. And I had an expensive lesson several years ago when we started to introduce our yachts. I thought I really needed to be on the water and get in an area where there was a lot of boat building activity. We did that. We found a great spot. We were on the water and had an absolute perfect situation.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, with one exception. you didn't have people. And I thought that I could take that culture and transport it. And I found out that it wasn't as good as I thought. And it just, we couldn't get the quality that I really felt we needed. And I was ending up spending all of my time there and became the quality control inspector, and that's not what I wanted to do.
Not much fun.
So we built a new facility in the O'Shea, moved all of that stuff back to the O'Shea,
Right.
sold Tennessee, and I will never make that mistake again, because those people there understand what quality is.
Did any of them say, Mr. St. Clair, or
And there were a few of them said, "I told you so." And that's okay.
Yeah, it is
That was,
okay.
you know, that was a case of the grass is greener, and
Yeah.
it isn't always that way. And so this area is important to us, because just the work ethic, it's the values that local people have here.
Right.
And if you treat them like family, they're going to treat you like family and take care of their product. And a lot of things, Rusty, and there's a lot of successful companies, but I think it really is pretty simple in running a business like ours. And there's a whole lot of giants in our industry that
Right.
try and solve it by hiring a few more MBAs. If you take care of those folks in that plant and treat them right, they're going to take care of your customers.
Yeah.
And that today is the backbone of our company. The other thing that's been the key to our small success is we've had some wonderful dealers over the years. And we've got several dealers that have been with us 40-some years now,
Right.
some 45 years. And we don't change dealers that often. And we stick with them. And so, you know, we came through this last downturn, 2008 and all that
Right.
stuff with, you know, we certainly felt it. We
Yeah.
laid off a lot of people, but we never did close our doors like a lot of people. We were able to keep selling boats. Our dealers were out there hustling still and selling some boats. And they were helping us.
Exactly.
And there were some times they didn't need boats, but they understood, you know, we keep that sucker
Yeah.
going. So anyhow, I think the strength of our company is that core, the culture that we've developed in Neodesha, and a real solid group of dealers. And we don't always have the biggest dealer in the market, but it's generally going to be the guy that takes care of customers and takes care of business, and is probably the best dealer in the market.
Well, the big celebration is coming up, and I know why he wanted out of Tennessee of being a quality inspector, because he's developed an interest in the wine business. And so when this big celebration comes, other than tipping a glass of Cobalt wine from the Sherwood winery,
Right.
what other, do you have any big wines?
You know, Rusty, I probably should tell you that we do have. You know, it's been getting our pontoons up and going, and getting out all dirty, and all the new product and stuff. We're still trying to get through this year. and looking towards new product for next year, you know. And so to stop and start thinking about celebrating, I don't know. I think we need to keep our focus.
Kind of like moving to the lights,
Yeah,
so to speak.
But no, we'll have a lot of fun with that, and you know, that's certainly a milestone. I'm not as active today as I was, and you know, my role today is kind of the keeper of the culture. I spend a day or two a week up there, because Jill and I spend most of our time right here.
Sure.
And feel like we're on vacation every day.
Absolutely.
But I drive to Neosho and a couple days a week, and I spend most of my time in the plant. And you know, a good culture doesn't always stay that way. We have to work at it
That's
every
right.
day.
Yeah,
And,
you can't take it for granted.
no, and we do. We work hard at that. And, so that's
Truly-
my life today.
Truly a great Grand Lake story. A great story about the work ethic in southern Kansas. And what better person to tell the story of Cobalt boats than Patrick Clair?
Rusty, let me tell you one more Grand Lake story if you got
Sure,
time.
absolutely.
You know, I can always remember one of our first 18 tri-hauls we had down here at the lake. And Jill and I and our kids were in Dripping Springs. It wasn't the most popular place then as it is today, but we had the boat in Dripping Springs, and we had kind of just pulled it up and tied up to a tree there, and the kids were going up, and we were all, and came time to leave, and my battery was dead, or nothing would happen, and I didn't say anything to anybody. I said, you know, let's wait a little while. And we were all there, and the kids kept saying, well, when are we going home? I said, well, let's go jump one more time. I did not want to have these people see this.
A dead battery.
Well, a Cobalt being towed out there.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them didn't know what it was. That
Exactly.
much less. So anyhow, we waited until the very last person came out of there, and I hollered at them, and thank God they towed them back to Beauhart's.